Hello, hello, and welcome to Simulacra Studios presents Dungeons and Dragons Acquisitions Incorporated. I am your Dungeon Master, Scott, and here are my lovely players.
Hello, my name is Matthew. I play Lowin, the life cleric of Lythander. Sorry, that took me a moment. It's been a minute. I play a Verdan, a little cute goblin people. That's what they are. Well,
Not so little now.
Not so little now, but
He's grown up.
yep.
Hi, I'm Ray. I play Inisalia, your everyday regular female Tiefling Paladin, who's also the Secretarian of the group.
Cool.
I'm John. I play Ilbreyan Jenkins, the half-elf Warlock, and the Loremonger of the group.
And I am Rynford. I'm Nigel, and I play Rynford Gimaldree Tunslayer, Gnome Wizard, and Party Documancer.
I'm the party cartographer, by the way. I apologize if I didn't mention that.
That's fine.
Too many titles, too many things.
Way too many titles.
So,
You're never going to live in this world if you don't know your title, son.
when last we left, you were in your headquarters in Fandolin, going over various logistical work, running your franchise, schmoozing out in the town, building up your reputation, doing whatnot. And you were visited by a representative of the head office, actually the major domo of the head office, a wizard by the name of Flabbergast. He sort of invited himself in and informed you all that he was at your disposal for retrieving the next part of the Orrery of the Wanderer, something that has become a high priority for the company, given that it is apparently embroiled in whatever plot the dastardly organization known as the Six is embroiled in. He has let you know that you guys had found out, based off your negotiations with the Lizard Folk representative of John Enterprises, that one of the final pieces of the orrery they had discovered was being held in a dwarven enclave called the Horn Enclave. And Flabbergast basically let you guys know that the Horn Enclave and Acquisitions Incorporated do not have a good relationship. Apparently something went down about a year or so ago, and Acquisitions Incorporated employees and associates are not welcome there on pain of death. And he basically left you with the question that if any of you have ever heard of the ritual of astral transmogrification.
No. Rynford?
Sorry.
Rynford?
Yes, has Rynford heard of this ritual?
As we all look at Rynford, like, this is your thing, dude.
Give me an Arcana or History roll at disadvantage.
Oh.
Okay, I'll roll Arcana. That is a 19 and a 24. So, sorry guys, 19.
Only 19.
Is that your total?
Yes,
Okay. You have never heard of it.
no clue.
You're like, I am not surprised. It is something, we only have the barest scraps of it. We know its general description. The reason why we have sort of focused in on this ritual is because, based on what it is described to be able to do, we believe that it presents a solution for this little issue of getting you into the Horn Enclave without getting summarily slaughtered. Now, of course, you could try and conceal your identities or undergo some sort of, elaborate, confabulous heist situation wherein they don't ever find out who you are or why you're there. But I have to stress that the Horn Enclave is murderously hateful of our organization. And I would not recommend going on without some form of obfuscation of your true identity, such as this ritual provides. Now, what the ritual does is that you are able to enter into sort of a dreamlike state and inhabit the targets of the ritual. Now, this is doubly important, for we have determined that within 10 days, there is going to be a wedding held at the Horn Enclave, and thus a wedding party has invitations and arrangements and quarters within the Horn Enclave. If we can get our hands on the components and the details of the ritual before the wedding happens, then we can use this ritual on the wedding party and get you into the Horn Enclave within the bodies of these dwarves.
I don't know how I feel about inhabiting someone else's body and then making them do whatever we need them to do.
Well,
I mean,
this is simply the option that the company has been spending some time and resources, something that we feel is the biggest bang for our buck, with the least exposure to liability and whatever insurance clauses that might activate upon your untimely death when in service to the company.
Oh, okay.
Right. What about exactly how tested is this approach?
Well, the ritual itself has a long and storied reputation for being very, very effective at this sort of thing. It's sort of a foolproof thing. You will inhabit these bodies for a decent amount of time, more than enough time to do what you need to do. But it has been scoured from basically everywhere that we can find, specifically because it's so effective. There was powers that be some few centuries ago that were apparently rather burned by a use of this ritual, and they were able to enact their will upon the world such that all records, everything that one might need to do to replicate the ritual is not commonly available, and even not available to those with significant resources. So, it will be your task, which of course we will assist you in any way that is appropriate, to find this ritual, find the details, whatever components may be necessary. Now, Mr. Lowin, you've changed slightly. He kind of looks at a little etching.
Yeah, he's like, you don't look like the picture that my bard drew.
You might want to get yourself looked at.
I'm fine. I think I'm fine. I'm pretty good.
However, you might want
to
to get a face wash, though. I think I'm starting to see you break out a little bit. I don't know.
That's and he rubs his forehead, which has ridges on it, and he slightly like Klingon-esque a little bit, and he's like, no, that's not breaking out. That's my skull.
Oh, that's usually what happens.
But anyway, if you're not comfortable with attempting this ritual and wish to come up with a different way of getting into the Enclave, that is, of course, your priority. Your franchise has been given point on this operation. But this is the option that the company believes will be most effective.
I understand and accept that, and I'm sure we will talk long and hard about it. Yes.
Go ahead, Rynford.
Excuse me, I have a couple of questions.
By all means.
I realize this might be a stupid question. Does Acquisitions Incorporated have any sort of ethical team?
One is in the planning stages.
Okay.
That's a very good answer.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to discuss this one. Please. Well. We've got a spare room. I'm sure we can get you situated.
Absolutely.
So you can be comfortable.
Certainly, absolutely. Take whatever times you need. Just know that the company is expecting some progress on this affair soon, because we do not wish to leave the Six to whatever plan or devices they may be having for the Orrery.
So we don't know where
totally understandable.
I'm assuming we don't know where their piece is or where they are with it.
Oh, no. We have been looking for them for some time. They are very, very well concealed. It is hoped that perhaps the Orrery, when there may be a way to use the Orrery to locate them, which is something we would certainly wish for you to investigate if that is a possibility. But yes, no, I absolutely do suggest that any resources that you have towards finding them be applied. The company is looking, but they are very well concealed.
Understood.
I believe I have been on the road for some time. I believe I will accept your hospitality and make use of your guest quarters.
So right up here, he'll lead him up to like
Leads him up.
quarters.
Mr. Snibbly follows him. A little cat with a monocle.
He tries to stay well away from the thing that he doesn't understand is following him.
Just a cat.
I know. He doesn't. You've never seen one.
Oh man. But yeah, no.
No, I'm gonna call bullshit. You've seen cats. We've been in big cities.
Yeah, that's true. I just wanted to play off the idea that he was afraid of cats.
Yeah, you've been in Luskin, which definitely has cats because docks and rat vermin and they're everywhere.
So he shows them up to he shows them to the room, and he's like, "Oh, and if you need a drink, the water cooler is right down on the left."
Like, oh my, yes, excellent.
He'll come back downstairs when he's done, and use the downstairs water cooler for a drink.
Well, here we are.
So,
yes.
Are we comfortable with this idea?
Well,
it depends on what we have to do in the bodies.
I mean, I am assuming that the piece of the orrery is somewhere, so is physically located somewhere within the Horn Enclave's environs. So off the top of my head, we hop into these bodies. We probably would have a limited amount of time to puppeteer them. We'd have to run some sort of search to find out where this thing is, acquire it, get into, if it's in some sort of secure location, we'd have to bypass security, talk to guards, who knows what, and then physically get it out, which could be accomplished in a couple of different ways.
You're muted.
A
Oh,
drop
she's not?
system might be good. Like if we can arrange before we get there to put it in like a certain trash can or something and have somebody from our company check that trash can.
Or a go-between that is of a neutral party, because we cannot get close to the Horn Enclave, nor would any other AcqInc personnel on, as Flabbergast said, pain of death.
It depends on the defenses of the vault. I'm assuming they're extensive, so like teleporting and the like probably won't work, I assume. Flabbergast may have more details on that when he is done.
I think that's a good assumption. I mean, anyone worth their salt is going to make sure that they just can't have anyone use teleportation or even just dimension dooring through it.
So that would make sense for particular locations, like this is my throne room, or this is some other, like, my armory, but not the entirety of, say, a castle. That's really hard to do.
True. Well, I guess the vaults or whatever it's in probably would be one of those places.
I would assume that at the very least it's just the vaults that we couldn't, but that doesn't mean we could not arrange it if we are in these bodies, if we get the item out of the vault, then sort of get it in a position to where we could easily teleport in, take it, and then teleport and leave.
That's
exactly
fair. That's a fine idea, I'd say.
Well, my biggest concern is that while in the bodies, we will have to potentially put the bodies in danger, or we will have to enact harm on others with these bodies.
Well, yes.
If we do our job right, nobody's going to notice, and we wouldn't have to do that. But we should treat them as our own bodies, and we're not going to willy-nilly throw ourselves in front of a dagger.
Inisalia, you're right. I would treat it with the utmost respect. The problem is I'm more willing to put my body on the line than the body of another person that has no consent into this.
Well, what I think we are going to have to do. our ability to know details about the situation are limited until we do this ritual. And quite frankly, we don't even know what the confines of the ritual itself is. It could be that halfway through the process of getting the ritual and the ritual components, I figure out enough information to know that this is just not a good idea and we should do something else.
Okay.
My proposal is that, barring any other circumstance, any other information that comes along, we go through the process of getting this ritual set up, with the complete understanding that if at any point any of us have a funny feeling about it, we call it off. We all agree right now that we can call it off. We look for an alternate solution.
Right. I mean, no sacrificing, children at an altar or what have you. Things like that.
Maybe. If the children were really bad kids.
Ooh,
Kids can still grow up and be good people.
That is a slippery slope, my friend.
Well,
yeah,
I am okay.
You'd know everything about that, wouldn't you?
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I think they're gonna start bickering. So
As
we're done?
I see
We're done,
Ilby's
we're
book,
done.
it starts like slightly smoking with infernal sulfur smell, like smoke.
That actually kind of reminds me, Rynford, I believe I owe you some lore.
You owe me lots of lore.
How much
Oh, yeah, that's
lore do
right,
I
that's
owe
right.
you, and of what sort do I owe you?
You owe me research on the Ornery and on scrutineering on the Six.
Okay.
And I think I succeeded.
Yeah, I believe I owe you two
handily.
pieces of lore each on that.
I believe so, yes.
So the scrutineering that you get on the Six, you discover two things. The first is you, through discussions with, you actually coordinate a little bit with Inisalia on this, and you sort of ask around the company, and you actually get the dirt on how the Six started, at the very least. And how the Six started was that there was an Acquisitions Incorporated employee by the name of Jeff, who valiantly died in an assault on the main headquarters a couple of years ago. That's the official company position. What actually happened is that Jim Darkmagic did some prestidigitation on him and made his hands glow and told him that he had magic and put him at the front of the office as sort of like a stopgap measure against the incoming horde of Zentarum that were coming to clear out the headquarters. And he essentially died as ignobly as possible. And through one way or another, Jeff, who was sort of jokingly referred to as Jeff No Magic at that point, returned from the dead and started calling himself Jeff Magic. And apparently came back to life with a great deal of magical power at his disposal. And he used this power and whatever resources or deal he made on the other side to start the organization known as the Six, primarily recruiting from people who have died at the hands of or in the service of Acquisitions Incorporated. The second bit of scrutineering that you uncover is sort of more about the Six's current operations. And you find out just some from sort of just scuttlebutt around sort of, people in the industry, that the Six has currently deployed its fleet of airships, which it has a small fleet of airships, about 6 ships. It has deployed its entire fleet of airships down to the continent of Chult. As for the Orrery, the lore that you get regarding it, it was created some centuries ago by a powerful wizard by the name of Lottie. And it was sort of well celebrated at the time. Like she made a big deal about it. Like this was going to be a grand artifact that was going to, usher in a new age of magical manipulation of time and space. But shortly around the time that it was supposed to be created, according to the historical record, she and the item just sort of dropped off the face of the earth. Like there was like going to be a big party, but the party never happened, and she disappeared, and the item just vanished from the world. The second bit of lore that you get regarding the Orrery is that it was apparently powered by at its core, this is something that you have seen in memory now, is a literal piece of the Far Realm, like an extracted sort of elemental gem of the Far Realm, like a giant geode that was extracted and stabilized to be the heart of the Orrery. And that was the lore you get.
Ooh-wee.
I see.
But yeah, so that's that. I owed you that, but go back to your discussions.
Yeah, we probably have a whiteboard out by now, and they're like a lot of X's and like no, and then like some smiley faces.
No children sacrifice.
Yeah. And it was specifically arrowed to Rynford, like Rynford, no child sacrifice. Got it.
Like
no horses.
No horses. Big.
If y'all don't like horses so much, why not horses? That's all I'm saying.
We want to throw them off.
It makes sense. This way we can get our revenge against horse kind.
Yeah, it's true.
Ooh.
So
we'll have to talk about centaurs at some point, because that's a little iffy.
Yeah, okay. So are we happy with that arrangement? Do we want to?
Until we know more, we cannot make many decisions.
That's very true.
Well, I think that the difficulty right now would be that I think me and maybe Rynford could probably get in with some sleuthing and whatnot, but you other two, you don't have the ability to really go make yourself someone else, do you?
No.
So,
and honestly, I think I have a couple ideas of alternate ways, but I would be okay with just going forward with figuring out this ritual, at least to the point that we understand it enough that we know exactly what we can and cannot do, and then look at alternatives.
Maybe we should also try to find out who these people are that we're going to target. Maybe they're actually monsters. We don't know.
Oh, I mean, I am less burdened by guilt for going into the bodies and or minds of the guilty, but we don't have a lot of control over who these people are, potentially what they can and cannot do. What I'm a little afraid of is we don't have a lot of information about what the situation in the vault will be.
Right.
We do not, simply put.
Well, for what it's worth, I've heard tale, and maybe we'll get the clarification here, that, at least for those of us who are able to channel the very essence of the world, magic and whatnot, usually that stays with you. It's just the other parts, the muscles and things, might be a little different,
True. I mean, we all can cast some sort of spell of some variety.
Right.
Yeah.
We're all dwarves, so we'll be stacked, I think, though, right? They're pretty stacked people.
What do you mean when you say that word?
Stacked, like a brick house.
Stalwart, very stalwart.
Strong. Do you mean robust, sturdy?
No, I definitely mean stacked.
Rotund?
I think
you mean well endowed.
I don't mean no. We're not talking about crotches.
I guess
Okay.
they
I'm
are.
not talking about
they are,
crotches.
You said
they
well
are-
endowed.
if
Yes.
they're well endowed, that would make them strong, I guess.
Oh, Rynford knows what he's doing. He's been to college.
No, I'm talking about top heavy. To be stacked means to have a large bosom.
The two.
What does it really? What? I never heard of that. Except that it would be weird to ask if Inisalia thinks that's what it
But
means.
Rynford would
That's
know
a little
that
weird.
because
I'm
he
still
has been to
confused
college.
about how being stacked equates to a brick house.
I've heard it.
They're very sturdy and square and
Come
They're
to
very
think,
strong.
top heavy.
this was from a bunch of racist docker workers. Maybe I shouldn't be listening to things they say.
Anyways,
Anyway,
I think, well, at the very least, while our guest is resting, maybe you two can start looking into the ritual, and maybe Inisalia and I can figure something else out. Maybe do some research about the vault area.
Yeah, Flabbergast has left kind of like a parcel with you guys that has what information that they have on the ritual, on these dwarves, on the Horn Enclave. So you guys have material that you can go through and use to sort of base off your initial inquiries. So what I want to know, you can go around the table and ask what everyone is going to be doing, and we'll start with Lowin. What are you going to be doing?
I think
work
we're
on
going
this?
to try to help whoever needs help. Since we're more in like casual, we're not on a mission, so I probably have enhanced ability. Basically, give assistance to whoever is doing research, likely on the Horn Enclave proper.
Okay, so you're just there. Basically, you're going to be helping using enhanced ability on people's
Yeah.
roles. That's cool. Yeah, that's absolutely a good use of your time. All right, Inisalia, what are you going to be looking into?
I'm not sure where to even begin to look for alternatives in case this doesn't work out. And research really isn't my bag.
Okay.
I guess I'll just try and like help out around. Like,
Oh, I have an idea for you. If you're open to suggestions,
yes, please.
contacting other AcqInc branches through your
Oh,
your
could
stone
do
and
that.
seeing
Yeah.
if they've got any information
okay.
about any
research
of this.
instead of
About-
book research, more like social research. Some
Social research
communication.
that I can do.
Networking.
Sure. Yeah.
About
and
the
I believe-
6.
Yeah, and I'm not. I need to look at it, but you might have some. You should have a new sexy ability for your Secretarian ability.
Yeah, level 2.
Yeah, let me grab that.
That might be. I believe it would be helpful for that.
Yeah, I have one, but it's not super helpful at the moment. It's a ritual. It's that ritual movement.
Let's see.
Let's see who can find it faster.
I have the power of the internet.
Probably him because he can just do
Secretarian, right?
search.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
Bastard.
it's called 2 clicks. You are now the portfolio keeper.
Yes.
You have a leather-bound pouch with uncommon magic item. The portfolio keeper holds and organized notes, brochures, business cards bearing your contact information. When you meet someone for the first time, their details, rare sketch are magically stored in a small parchment card. In a portfolio keeper, you can access details of any stored card as a bonus action. Basically, it just gives you more information.
Well, you also
but
have
I
rumor-
also have rumor mill.
Yes, that was. I just got to that part. Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah.
Begin a major quest or mission. Oh, damn you, intelligence.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a history check. So yeah, but you can definitely do that with help from Rynford, from Lowin, so you can make that check with advantage.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay. I guess I can definitely start with that.
Yep.
But you want me to roll now
Yeah,
or
go ahead
wait?
and make that roll for it now.
Yeah.
Okay. You said I get that with advantage?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. That is a 15.
A 15, fantastic.
That's what she needs.
That is exactly what you need.
Oh, F yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you look into so what exactly are you looking into?
More information on the 6, probably and this specific like this is a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if we can get any information on like who's there, the location, like.
Sorry, I'm answering a question on your Discord here. So yeah, as far as the wedding is concerned, it is going to be the wedding between two sort of noble families that are the heads of the Dargrun and Thunderwind clans. So what you're able to determine there is that the people who are going to be at this wedding party are all sort of like very notable, fairly powerful dwarven nobles.
Okay.
So it's not like you're going to be inhabiting a bunch of chumps who are going to be like vulnerable. These are stalwart, either former adventurers or active adventurers themselves. People who are powerful in their own right.
I have dibs on Lady Idukin.
Fair enough.
There you
go. As for the 6, they, as I've said before regarding the 6,
it's not much.
There's
I know.
not much on them because they are very focused in their operations. But definitely you hear on the grapevine that they've been very active in their pursuits of screwing with Acquisitions Incorporated. A lot of other franchises have been harassed, but you definitely, like, from what you can tell, like, the difference in sort of the general harassment that AcqInc franchises had been going on, and the incidents that you've been involved with, which they have dedicated a lot of resources towards and have killed a lot of people and done a lot of damage. So, but what they've been focusing their efforts on primarily are acquiring the pieces of the orrery. So definitely there is definitely a focus to their endeavors.
What about the venue?
The Horn Enclave, that's the last window. It is a sort of mountain, built into a mountain, kind of deep vaulted area that has, it is sort of the seat of the Horn clan, and it is renowned as as essentially a magical bank, where people from all over Faerun store either permanently or temporary magical artifacts, stores of wealth. It has like about a half dozen of very secure vaults that part of the Horn clan's financial reputation is their manning and securing of these vaults and these items. It just tends to be a place where people can still stash important things fairly securely, and that seems to be part of their business. There seems to be, like, it is renowned for its security. It's basically, Iron Mountain in our world. It is like the place you go to put something that is secret and powerful, and you don't want anyone getting their hands on.
When you don't want to build it yourself.
And you don't want to build it yourself. Like, it is sort of like that is its purpose. And it has plenty of Horn dwarves living there as part of both, sort of they're stationed there, but it's also their home. So it is well manned, well appointed, and just a very tough nut to crack. So those are the rumors that you kind of are able to get along the grapevine.
Okay.
Ilbreyan, what are you doing?
Well, I think that since Rynford is likely looking into the ritual itself, I figured I'd get out my whisper jar and look at my own stuff.
Sure.
So I think I'm going to try to use my whispered encyclopedia ability.
Okay.
Which basically, my whisper jar is now an uncommon magic item.
Yay.
As a bonus action, I can ask the jar for information on a specific subject and make a DC 15 intelligence history check.
Okay, yeah.
On a success, it plays back a recording of that subject made somewhere by some other AcqInc or Loremonger. So, yeah. I'd like to try that.
Okay, sure. Yeah, and you can get advantage from Lowin, who's handing out that enhanced ability.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll take that. So I will roll that, and let's see. I need to think of the subject. So, we've got little rumors about them. I think maybe, maybe we need to learn more rumors about the two families, so we can figure out a little more details about how to make ourselves, a little more believable as them.
Sure.
So I think that's what I'll do is I'll try to hone in on these two families and try to see if there's any stories about them.
Sure, yeah.
All right, so I'll make my roll now. Oh, yeah. All right, I have a 24, so.
Fantastic.
Success.
Okay. Yeah, you hear another Loremonger chatting in a bar, like there's sort of like background noise, a bard is playing in the background, and you hear them talking about Gwendolyn Dargan and Tanis Thunderwind, who is the couple to be, and they telling this tale about how Tanis Thunderwind is this renowned barbarian hero who has cut a path of violent adventure throughout the northern lands of Faerun, and he was this love for battle, kind of balls to the walls, I drink from the skulls of my enemies kind of guy, until he met Gwendolyn, and that turned his life around. He is apparently hanging up the axes, and her love, Gwendolyn is apparently this really excellently skilled metallurgist and runner of the sort of the Dagger and Ironworks. She's just this wonderfully talented businesswoman and metallurgist, and apparently her love is enough to get him to hang up everything and change his life around.
Oh, well.
And you just hear this sort of this barside gossipy conversation about this wedding that's upcoming.
Okay.
All right, and what about Rynford? What are you up to?
I'm just gonna pop a cold one and sit out because it looks like nothing happens. No. I'll be Rynford will be looking into the ritual itself, trying to get any information that he can. I'll probably be sending through my my own crazy awesome magic item, my Documancer satchel, which I don't know if I actually have on my sheet yet. So let me pull that up real quick.
If you didn't equip it, it doesn't exist. Did you forget to pack up your tent? You don't have it anymore.
Oh, God. The rank 2 ability is Fluent in Boss.
Yes, it is.
Oh, no.
It lets you cast Augury with Wheel and Woe based solely on the perspective of the head office.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Wheel. It's so wheel, guys. Wheel. Yeah. You want to do it. Wheel.
But yeah, so you can definitely use it as sort of like, asking around sort of thing. But what exactly are you doing?
We're rank 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yes, I'm going to be looking at, I'm going to be researching the ritual itself, trying to figure out what components it has, what it requires, what its steps are, just really anything I can to figure out how to actually perform the ritual.
Okay, give me an Arcana roll. You can make it with advantage, based off Lowin stuff.
Yeah.
Roll number 1 is a nat 20.
Oh, boy.
Roll number 2 is a total 15. So total 27.
Fantastic. On a nat 20, here's what you get. So you taking more time and sort of with this sort of like divine guidance, you dig into your books, trying to find any reference to this thing. And you, to your shock, after going through like 5 tomes and like just sort of frantically digging through it, you flip a couple of pages and find it's not the ritual itself, but is an entry on the ritual that has more detail than anything that you've heard of, that apparently, based off the information that Flabbergast gave you, anything the company has come up with to date. It has sort of a basic description of it, descriptions of components that it needs, and it references, like, you know, you're going to need a lot of like special magical herbs. It's actually one of the primary component is a large amount of like mystical sort of herbs that like druids and other sort of nature people who commune with nature, because it's supposed to instigate. Part of it is getting into sort of this heady, dreamlike state that allows you to detach yourself from your body. I'm sorry. But you see, as you're going through it, there's a sort of like it references a book that has the actual details of the ritual. And as you're sort of, it doesn't seem to be like a reference to like a common book. It's like another set of the journals that you are reading. But sort of as you've like sort of consumed that information, like learned all you can from this book, that's when you take the time to look at actually what book you're reading. And you sort of flip to the cover, and you see that it is one of the journals that you got from Hubor Gronshoop's personal library from the lighthouse. And it seems to be one of his personal arcane journals.
Okay. How much did we clear that place out?
You cleared that place out completely, but he fucked off. So
yes, he did.
But it definitely, like, you can like do a quick check. You do not have this other journal that it references, so more than likely it is in some other place of his where he has stashed like the other parts of his library.
Fuck.
Joy.
That is not great.
I'm starting
No,
to
it means
like
we're going to
this.
have to deal with him.
You think that you might be able to take what you have here and try and like reverse engineer and sort of develop it on your own, but you don't know how long that's going to take or what resources that's going to need. But you are fairly certain that you could just find everything you need by dealing with him one way or another.
And the wedding, I assume, is also pretty close. So,
yeah, it's in 10 days.
So we probably
2 weeks.
wouldn't be able to do it in time to reverse engineer it at least.
Well, we could just as easily spend all that time looking for Grandchoop and not finding him, or finding him and doing something for him, and that would still take up as much time.
I will remind you, Rynford, which I don't believe you ever said what you did with it. You do have this sort of black crystal card that apparently Hubor put in your robe when he stopped time and screwed off. I believe you said that you didn't do anything with it. You actively sort of like put it off to the side, but you do still have it.
I will, I'll just kind of like wander off, go to my room, and then come back with like the box that I've put it in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just open it up and kind of take a look at it.
When you look at it, when you actually like pick it up and sort of regard it, sort of this mystical image sort of rises off of it. And give me another Arcana roll.
Total of 23.
Okay. you sort of like instantly galaxy brain analyze what this image is trying to impart to you. It is kind of a outline, sort of the sort of like it's the header of a scientific paper of an experimental spell. That apparently it is a necromantic spell that it is designed to essentially guide you through a sort of a guided death and reincarnation of the self, to sort of like mystically recreate yourself. And it's like there's a little footnote from it in Huber's handwriting that says, "For fixing the mistakes of the gods." And you also sort of see that there is embedded in this a keyed-in sending spell that will go directly to him.
So in order to cast the sending spell, I would need to cast this necromancy spell as well?
You do not have the information that you need to cast a spell. It is like the barest outline of it. It says what it says what it does, but it does not have any information on what it would do.
Like it's an entry in a player's handbook or something, like what it does, but you don't know the specifics.
Yeah.
Okay, then. I think, hang on, do I actually have sending?
Well, I think you're saying you can activate a sending spell.
Yeah,
I know, but
he wants to know if he has it himself.
Fair.
I think it's a level 3 spell. It's actually pretty high.
And if I were to use this spell, would that count as me learning the spell? For putting it into my spell book?
You could copy it into your spell book if you so desired. It's basically a spell scroll.
Nice.
But it you don't need, if you lacked the ability to send sending to him for whatever reason, this encodes sort of that information so that you could send it to him.
Gotcha. Well, first of all, yes, I would very much like to copy that into my my spell book.
All right.
Because I don't have sending yet. But then I will cast sending once I have done so.
Okay.
You're going to talk to him?
Yes, and I'll let everybody know what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, do you guys want to talk about that before he does that, or is you just doing it?
I will be, as I'm like copying it down, I can split my brain and just be talking with people. Okay, so long story short, Grandship gave me the means to contact him. I would like to contact him to see if we can get additional access to these journals of his, and I'll hold up the book that I was reading that would give us definitive guides on the ritual that we are looking at.
Why would he want to help us? Wouldn't we be his enemy, potentially?
Oh, he's very mercenary. He did work. He was paid by the Six to do things, so I would assume he would want payment of some sort to get this from him.
And what would we be willing to give up?
I am not keen on dealing with him again, unless it's at the end of a blade.
Neither am I, but I don't know how long it's going to take for me to reverse engineer this ritual, even if I could.
I understand.
And there's always the chance that even if I am able to reverse engineer it, that what I wind up making may not be as safe for ourselves or our vessels as the original ritual is.
Okay. I had a lot of time to sort of watch what you all were doing, and here's my thinking on this. Especially now that we kind of have to deal with that person to get the ritual. Here's what I was thinking. And I know this is difficult, but we do have some time and we're very mobile. We're surprisingly mobile. AcqInc has a very bad relationship with the vault, the people of the vault.
The Horn Enclave.
The Horn Enclave.
Right.
Why don't we attempt to repair that or work with them to explain the situation, that they have something that's very important that very dangerous people are after, and then we negotiate for it in exchange for something they need or want. I mean, it's a wedding. We could always bring her wedding gift.
I don't think that this is something we can do quickly.
Yeah, that seems like more of a long-term diplomatic mission.
Corporate hatred goes very deep, and much like all corporations, it's going to take many, many, many moons for it to even start to have an effect at all.
Plus, we're already a kill on sight, right? So we wouldn't even really be able to get that close to give them the present.
Well, you can send them things, messages. We don't have to be there.
Scott, what is the name of these magical journals, of these arcane journals, so I know what I'm referencing?
Let's see, the name of these arcane journals, they are... He calls them the Codex Ephemera.
Thank you. And do I know what particular number, like volume 7?
You have volume 3, and it references volume 7 as the book that has what you need.
Okay, thank you.
Too bad we can't just, locate volume 7 wherever that book is and go steal it.
I mean, you guys are Dungeons and Dragons characters. You could just go kick his ass.
Find him, go kick his ass.
Kick his ass, take his stuff.
What if we lie?
We don't know where he is.
Well, yes, but we message him and then we lie about wanting to work with him, and then we take his stuff after we punch him in the face a few times.
Well, he may not have it on him. We'd have to go to wherever he is.
All right. LB, we're going to take a journey together, okay? I want you to sit down here with me. You sitting?
You want me to sit down with you?
Sit down right here, just here at the table.
Sure, I will do.
And the whole time I'm still
applesauce. Okay,
I am still like copying. I'm not even looking at you, but I'm still copying like just complex arcane formula. The ink is like moving on its own, like rainbows of colors that don't exist are sparkling around me. It's just like, and I'm totally focused on this, but I'm still talking with you. Okay, so let's go on a journey. I want you to imagine that you just had a lot of your plans foiled, your one of your sancta invaded by a bunch of scrappy can-do adventurers. Now, one of them comes to you and says, "Oh, I'd really much like your help on a thing." Do you meet them in a neutral location and not bring any of your crazy, powerful, magical stuff in case they try to start shit? Or do you not do that? Which, help me out here. Help me game through this one. What do you think would be the good idea?
Well, if we were dealing with a sane person, then yes, we could depend on that logic. But to be honest with you, did you talk to him? He was out of his damn gourd.
Or in it.
Or in it, sure, but either way.
He to be fair, and I hate that I'm siding with Rynford on this.
Thanks. That feels good. That's a good feeling.
Ooh, that was
right in here.
That was really bad. I can't. Middle green. You're not little green anymore. You're middle green.
Middle green. I'm big green. Thank you very much.
Continue.
I'm high green.
Please, I cannot wait to hear else what you have to say.
No. I support Rynford in that he is very in his gourd, as he put it. He is very smart. He's very intelligent, and he knows what he wants. But he, unlike us, is willing to do anything to get what he wants. We are not like him. He is not insane. He does look insane to us because he is so selfish and self-centered, but he is actually quite sane. He's just a bad person.
I don't agree. I'm not saying he's not smart. I think he's smart. But I do think that he is very much the kind of person that overestimates.
I never said he wasn't prideful.
He should have killed us right then and there. But he didn't, did he?
No, but he also didn't. Well, he also knows now that he underestimated us because we had friends, because we're good people.
He also tried. Like, it wasn't that he, got caught unawares and was forced to flee. He left while still in a position of strength. knowing that we still have the capacity to end him if we got in some lucky shots.
I just mean when we first got there. I understand. I think it is not as simple as it appears is all. And I agree that we're not going to just merely say, oh, hey, let's go hang out sometime, bro. And then they'll do that. I'm not saying that.
I agree with you there. I would prefer to end him and deal with it that way. But I don't know. I will try to do the more diplomatic thing or the nice thing to start with and do other things in other ways. But I know time is not with us when we do this.
Compromise is going to be important here, unfortunately. It's the nature of business.
I know. Like I said, I wish we could. I guess, Rynford, I'm not against you talking to him. I guess talk to him and see what his position is currently, and maybe we can move to just getting the book, either by some deal and or by force. Again, I would prefer not to do this ritual at all, especially now I know that we have to deal with Manshoop, but I prefer to go honestly with this. But if we got to do what we have to do, then we do it. I also don't want to ruin anyone's wedding. I
mean, we could make it up to them, We could have them do another one, but better.
We're good party crashers.
By the way, if we are talking about wanting to repair relations, body hopping into the bride, groom, and various wedding guests of a high-level political power duo such as them is not going to smooth any feathers.
Oh, I agree, but we just have to not get caught, right? Mm-hmm. We're all really good.
Sure, but
what proof do they have if we're in their body? Are they going to be like, oh, it tasted like Ilby? I don't know. Like, they don't have any. They don't have any.
We literally live in a world of magic and miracles. I'm sure they can find a way. These aren't rubes. One of them is a very good adventurer.
Also a grand slaughter of many armies.
Yes.
Which makes me cringe a little bit if he ever finds out and then starts coming in our direction.
And we, for all of the awesome that we've done, haven't exactly killed an army.
By ourselves.
Not that I want to kill an army, but yet is the important key word there.
So, this is the message that I would like to convey through sending.
25 words.
Yes, but I want everyone to give their input so that they understand what I'm saying. Inquiry from Rynford to Gimaldree Tunslayer. Need Codex Ephemera Volume 7. Willing to negotiate reasonable compensation on neutral ground of your choosing. It should be 21 words.
Okay.
Well,
I would prefer of negotiated. The position where we meet, the meeting place needs to be negotiated between us.
We are coming to him. It is more reasonable for him to feel safe, for him to declare where the neutral ground will be.
Ooh, we have 4 more words. I think we should add at the end. Sorry about a significant pause.
I would have said dick punching, but that's me.
Sorry about,
You
that thing.
We just adding in that we feel bad. Not that we feel bad.
Well, we don't, and I'd honestly rather be truthful with him.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Thank you. I appreciate. I was just trying to be nice.
No.
Maybe he was still hard feelings. We were doing job 2 technically. I mean, the job that we believed in, but still,
All right. So, if you are all okay with that, I will be casting the sending spell now.
Well, I think we should let the Secretariat have a say. What do you think, Secretariat?
I mean, that sounded good to me.
Yes.
With the exception of the 4 add-ons that we're not going to do, because we're not sorry. And we will stomp his dick once we can.
Okay to lie sometimes.
I wish I could squeeze one more. And time to suck dick now would fit, but I need one more word.
Just one more. Anyways, go ahead and send it. Well, how it melts your brain.
And I will cast sending, and I will say, I will betray my foes. I betray my friends. Take me from this hellscape that I might be your apprentice. No.
We gotta lay off Rynford.
He heard you. We were in the room. You have to say it out loud.
I know, and I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Anyway. Inquiry from Rynford Gimaldree Tunslayer. Need Codex Ephemera Volume 7. Willing to negotiate reasonable compensation on neutral ground of your choosing.
Okay.
He also gets the ability to reply in kind, which means 25 words.
He says, I've been expecting this call. I admire the chutzpah. Meet me in Elturel. Always gotta think good tavern names.
The horned hedgehog.
The syphilitic gazer.
Oh God, that's so terrible.
That is something that he would recommend.
Ugh.
And shame on Elturel for having such a bad bar name.
That is the response that you get.
All right, I will read that back to everyone. I've been expecting this call. I admire the chutzpah. Meet me in Elturel, the syphilitic gazer.
The syphilitic.
I hope it's cleaner than it sounds.
Isn't that a city of paladins? Why did they allow this?
Yeah, I had to do a small study abroad in Elturel. It's pretty nice, very bright, very bright.
Right, and they allowed the syphilitic. What?
Maybe it's ironic. I don't know. Maybe they only have handcrafted small batch syphilis.
You could take freedom too far. Is all I'm saying.
Maybe there's some good things that come out of it, right?
Listen to yourself.
Well, he didn't say when, did he?
I mean, no, but he's a wizard. I'm a wizard. We'll make it happen.
Wizard time.
Wizard time.
You know, wizard time.
Whizbiz.
Yeah, I'll tack on 2 more words. 8 days.
Sure. 8 days?
8 days.
Yeah. That ruins a 10-day. We could have used that 10-day. I'm kidding.
Never mind, it's off because Ilby's being a princess. Have a nice life.
2 more days. We can do more down dives.
So, where in the world? So it's in the Western Heartlands. I have no idea where anything is outside
Elturel,
of like 4 cities.
is north of us. Elturel would be north because it's pretty much a straight shot between Baldur's Gate is on the coast. Elturel.
We're not in Baldur's Gate.
No, but I'm saying that's where it is in the map. If you want to find it fast.
Gotcha.
Find it fast. Go to Baldur's Gate. Go to the east, and you'll find it. It's one of the major cities.
Hey, Scott, could we maybe just do a general, like, hey, what's Elturel about?
Yeah, sure. Make a history check.
Yeah, all right. Anyone want to help me?
I'll help you.
I do not have history.
Yeah, all right. That's good you helped. I got a 21.
21. Yeah, Elturel is a city of near Baldur's Gate. Shit, I should know this because I'm playing Descendant of Avernus.
Yes.
Oh no.
So you need to know. I can tell you. I can tell you a lot about it.
Why don't we have the DM of that game tell us about Elturel?
Descendant of Avernus.
There's a lot of shit going on in that place.
Well, it depends on what Scott's doing. If it hasn't been, teleported into Avernus,
It has not been teleported into Avernus.
it is a
When would we talking about
Spoilers, Jesus.
Yet.
Elturel is Elturgard is the whole nation. Elturel is, I believe, the capital. It is essentially, like you said, a city of like paladins and clerics to a lot of the goodly gods. There's a special thing. Essentially, has a second son they call the Companion. It was produced about 50 odd years ago by a great devotion to, I think, was it not Lythander? It was to one of the good gods. I forgot off the top of my head, but basically this was his answer. And when he brought it, it eradicated all of the vampires in the city because it had been overrun by like all these bloodlines of vampires. It just annihilated. So it's literally high noon 24/7 there.
Right. And the one thing I know about it for sure is that sun will fucking destroy undead. It gone.
F's up undead, but that doesn't mean other bad things don't happen there or bad things don't happen. Period. But it's I believe it's a theocracy. It's ruled by essentially the church. However, they've established the hierarchy of their church. It's done some aggressive expanding as of late and incorporated a couple of cities to be like, we'll protect you. It'll be fine. We're protecting you now.
Yeah, so it is to the south of you.
Oh, it is? Okay. Sorry.
Boy, well, we as Americans, we know the rule of law is very important, right? So why would we ever question the law?
Yeah,
Paladins are probably great all the time forever.
Yep.
Why wouldn't we?
That is your lowdown of what Elturel is.
So yes, I actually, I'll be honest. Someone like me, it feels a little uncomfortable going there, but I won't stand out too much. Probably, they're not that racist, right? Or,
Magist.
Yeah.
Arcanist,
mayhap. Yeah.
No, I mean
they're actually pretty good in the capital G sort of sense of like being good. They are a bit aggressive, but that's about it.
Aggressive.
Well,
are any of us going to have a problem?
Oh, actually, I found it quite nice there.
I mean, it sounds nice. I mean, I'm
Unlikely.
excited.
I mean, I'll say, Ilby, if your relationship with the Nine Hells were to be discovered, there might be some problems, but you don't, depending on how you keep that in your pants.
Are you going to be loud and proud about this?
right, just drop trowel. There it is, everyone.
I was just seeing an upside down pentagram on your forehead bleeding.
Do something.
You roll up in like Kiss makeup, and you're like, Knights in Satan's service.
Start something.
And then they did, and then I would be dead. No.
Yes, I would.
So no, I'll be careful. I just won't smoke my usual brimstone cigars, right? I don't know. I'll be
like
fine.
you said, we can go meet him, but I don't know. If do we feel that this is our biggest and only option?
Wait a minute. Why would someone like him, someone who dabbles in necromancy, want to go to Elturel? That makes no sense.
He's confident in his ability to survive that location, and it would make us feel safe as well.
Hold on, give me a moment. I need to consult Lythander.
Sure.
Yes.
I will go up, and I'm going to ritually cast Augury.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, never mind. I have to wait. It has to be within the next 30 minutes. Never mind.
Yeah, no.
The actions are.
It's the action. The plan has to be within 30 minutes. So I'm going to do that before we leave, if we decide to leave. Let's see if Lythander's like, Yeah, that's a good idea. No.
Yeah, okay, so you would be doing it on like just going to meet the thing.
Yeah, because we could teleport there. I think.
You could use that ability, but teleport is
Well, actually, how far away is it from us? I'm trying to think because I can't find.
It's pretty far.
I can't see where Paladin is on the map that I have.
Phandalin.
Because there's Waterdeep, because we're supposed to be south of Waterdeep, right?
No, I think you're slightly north of Waterdeep.
Geography and you, kids.
Well, yeah, if it's supposed to be in the Sword Mountains, I think.
No, the spine. No, the spine of the world is where the Horn Enclave is.
Right.
That's
way the hell north. That is straight north.
Elturel is quite down the south of the Sword Coast.
I'm just trying to see how long it would take, because I could do the special ritual that I can do now, which is if we bring enough components, if we basically tell a story for 45 minutes, we can get someplace as if it was we had just traveled for an entire day, and it's perfectly safe.
Whoa.
So if we do it a couple of times, we can actually get there pretty quickly.
We could also just fly the office.
It's true. You can't just fly the office.
And probably not there, because I feel like flying it over a major city would make them very, very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah, we can plan it outside the city.
Right.
You probably. I mean, it's quite a good ways away. You're probably your two best options would be to uproot and fly the office, or risk using teleport, which, that's a roll. And you guys aren't super familiar with that area.
Yeah, we're not.
So those would be your two viable options.
Let me look at, because I know our little flying fortress thing tells us how fast it is.
I think we should fly, because I want to see what happens. I want to go. I want to watch it happening. And just
fun.
According to a map that I have found, Phandalin is in the Sword Mountains, like just north of the Sword Mountains. So if you see Crypt Garden Forest and the Sword Mountains, we are to the north of those and east, just a little bit, a stone's throw from the sea, but not on the high road.
Okay, so
we are south of Neverwinter, north of
Waterdeep.
So
we're kind of right in that middle area. In the low-lying hills next to the Sword Mountains?
Yes.
Okay.
So if we start there, and does this have a legend? It does.
Yeah, it doesn't give us how long that is, but it's probably roughly.
There's Elturel.
Yep. It's well over 500. It's probably 500 miles, close to it. Probably longer, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say rough estimate, it's probably on the order of about 500 miles.
Yeah.
As the crow flies.
This is why I'm looking up how long it would take to.
And how fast does our office building fly?
That's exactly what I'm looking up right now.
Ours is it's not an airship, but like a balloon ship is technically
it uses the stats of the battle balloon.
The battle balloon. That's what it is.
Battle balloon. Battle balloon. 9 miles per hour.
All right. So
that's 260 miles per day. So you're talking. Actually, we can actually get there within a couple of days.
Yeah, you could fly there in a couple of days.
Okay.
Miles per hour times 24 is 216 per day. My God. Slow and steady wins the race. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, we also can go directly there as opposed to going around.
Going around.
Because
that's part of the reason we have a crew. We have part of the crew is to help man this thing at 24/7 when we're doing things like this.
So you guys can activate the. You can start bringing the ship online. It detaches from gravity and begins to sort of hover in its sort of vaguely cube shape. That sort of it's not in active like combat mode, so like the geometric shifting isn't like super wacky, but it does shift around sort of in its configuration as it
Do we
begins.
have a name for it that we get call out? Like headquarters, lift off, or something really dramatic?
Yeah, no, sure.
Sounds
HQ.
like sounds like you have volunteered as the first person to mention it to name it.
Damn it!
So what are we naming our office building?
I'm terrible at this.
HQ. Disassemble. Wait, no, wrong.
No, don't. All right, you lose admin permissions.
Oh.
I don't know.
But yeah, so Lowin, were you going to do wheel and woe on
Yes.
doing this?
30 minutes before we are set to go into El Terrell and do this, I want to do augury and say, hey, we're going to go into El Terrell and meet this really bad guy. Is this a good idea or a bad idea?
Let me look up the looks of this.
Look, my only contribution is not naming the headquarters, but I did dig up our whiteboard.
Nice.
Nice.
I like how
No horses.
No horses.
Let me see if I can find like a business park name generator.
The Happy Grove Business Park.
So when exactly are you doing this? Are you doing this when you're leaving or when
No,
you're...
we're gonna do it when we're about to go. Like leave. I'm assuming we're gonna park it outside the city, but enough time to get into the city and go.
Okay, sure. All right. So basically, you land the ship. You
Yep.
And you guys basically muster and start heading into the city to find this tavern and talk to him. You sort of, as the last thing you do before you leave your office, is you call upon Lythander for his guidance and and you actually get like this feeling of this could be very good.
Okay.
You get from sort of like, yeah, it's good that you can get what you want out of this, but you feel like Lythander is like, there's a chance for justice here. Like there's a chance for something good to like good as Lythander sees it to happen
Okay,
here.
like capital G good from Lythander's perspective.
Capital W wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, capital W. Got it.
All right, and as
he will say that Lythander smiles upon this endeavor, so let us go forth.
Okay, so yes, you guys, you've landed the ship, and you're heading into El Terrell. How are you getting into the city? It is this sort of city of spires and temples and great cathedral-like buildings, and sort of atop this grand tower in the center of the city, there is this burning second sun magical artifact that sort of casts light, this purifying, cleansing light all over the city.
What a waste.
It's always like this?
Yeah, he pulls out little glasses. He's like, I got these last time I was here. And he pulls it, and they're just little, like, sunlight monocles, so that you're like, so it's...
They should be eclipse glasses.
Yeah.
It's just like the tiny sliver.
Oh, yeah.
It's
yeah, like you guys pass a little like cart stand that has them.
Yeah. all the hotels and stuff have like the blackout, like, because no matter what hour it is this bright all the time. Is the weirdest thing.
so much for nightlife.
So how are you guys getting into the city? Like you guys you have like you guys can
walk?
like have like by this time you guys definitely have a cart that you guys have, so you like unload it from the like a piece of the ship of the building ship comes down and disgorges the cart.
Yeah, it's called a garage.
Yeah.
It is.
So you guys are heading into the city. Like they're like you definitely like you stop by and everyone gets eclipse glasses that they sell for cheap on the side of the road coming into the city. And you guys head up the main road up to one of the main entrances of the city. There's a small line of guards checking carts and just sort of giving everybody the once over before allowing them into the city. You guys pull up and there's a couple people ahead of you.
Looks around.
You all have not brought your illicit substances, fruits, vegetables, that sort of thing.
Illicit vegetables.
Illicit vegetables, illegal fruits.
It happened once. It's not very good sight. They have to do all kinds of weird testing on it and
No,
purifying it.
I don't have any of that.
Okay.
Hopefully, they don't have any weird mandates. Maybe we're not supposed to have like parsnips or something.
Oh well, if
Do you have
that's the case,
parsnips?
we're fucked.
Don't you have parsnips?
No.
So yeah, like you guys wait up and eventually the guards get up to you, so who's you guys are just sort of all in the cart, and they say, well, welcome to El Terrell. What is your business here in the city?
Not it.
This guy has a badge of office on it. Has like sort of like a flaming horse insignia.
A vacation.
Ah, I see. Well, El Terrell is a lovely city. How long are you going to be staying?
Couple days.
Okay. Go ahead and roll deception for me, please.
But I'm not lying.
You
not
are
a
very
vacation.
much not on vacation.
Totally on vacation.
Yeah, my vacations are to murder a necromancer.
When you do the job you love, every day's a vacation.
All right. Well, that's a 21.
Hey, I am on vacation here.
Yeah. He seems to be like, all right. Well then, enjoy your time in the city, and he says, may the light of the companion shine upon you. If you
May it always shine upon you as well.
And you as well.
It
And
definitely is.
The goody goodies are so at home here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's every temple to every major good god is out loud and proud here.
If I'm rolling my eyes hard enough that I take away some of the clockwork momentum from the Ori through the transdimensional space of the bag of holding and stuff.
Yeah, you can get your eyeballs that far back in the
That is just.
it's
You
okay.
guys are on the
Rynford,
streets of El Terrell.
You just say "and with you." That's all you have to do. It's just
I'm
very
not.
simple.
I am not going to. No.
But they like that. They like hearing that you said the same
Oh,
thing.
you know what I'll do?
What?
And I will prestidigitate like a really flat, affected human voice, and with you. That as a prestidigitation.
Okay, need some work, but yeah.
That is
on
This
something.
is actually
Ditto.
literally as much effort as I'm going to put into it.
Okay, so yeah, you're on the streets of the city. What do you guys do?
we have to find this very odd named.
The syphilitic gazer.
Honorific. Oh, wait, sorry, what was it?
The syphilitic gazer.
That was it.
I'm very afraid to ask people, but where this
I'm
is.
not. I will actually go up to. Okay, so we've just gotten into the gates of this city. We're on our cart. I understand that there's all this bright light and whatnot, and Rynford is kind of he's always at just a pissed off level of 3, but this has probably cranked it up a couple of notches. He's at a solid 5. So I'm looking through like the glare, even through my eclipse glasses. And I want to see if I see anybody who I could even remotely consider to be shady.
Give me an insight roll.
Yeah, that was the only thing I can think of is the brighter the light, the deeper the shadow. As
Plus
they say.
1. Come on, baby. That's a 10.
Everyone that you see just seems to be like, it's a fucking Disney movie. Like, people are talking to birds. It's like there's someone sing, like everyone's,
It's a
Plucky on
wonderful day
heroin
for
is singing.
pie.
Yeah, Plucky on heroin is singing down the streets, and everyone's waving to her.
I have to redirect the entire group away because there's obviously a song and dance number going on, like in front of us.
Drag Inisalia because she's like,
And I'm like, no. We if you haven't practiced it, if you haven't been a part of it, you can't be. It's rude to inject yourself. You need to be. It's a thing.
they got the mustard out.
No, you might go to jail. You go to Paladin jail. Imagine what that's like.
Cut to 3 months later, the city is literally being dragged into hell by chains.
Yeah.
It's a lovely place, though. Nothing bad could happen here.
Man, this place went south quick.
Every time we think there's a dark
but yeah,
alley,
like,
we
you-
turn down and it's just beautiful light.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. This is a very you see no shadows in which the shady might dwell.
Ugh.
Would you like? Let me do some snooping. I'll find out. Basically, I'm gonna use a combination of.
I literally think you are incapable of snooping here, and that's not a judgment on you. I think where would you snoop?
Why don't we just ask about the
gets in your head.
entertainment
He gets
district?
into your head. You feel the pressure on your head. It's like, I can always snoop. And basically, I'm gonna use a combination of my helmet telepathy and insight to find where this.
Okay,
this
go ahead
thing
and roll insight with advantage.
Do you really want to know the inner thoughts of someone who goes to this place?
Wow! Oh, double nines. That's amazing. So I got a 15 total.
A 15 total. Yeah, you don't pick up the name, but you do. You sort of catch sort of a glimmer of a thought in someone who's just sort of like wrestling with whether he should go to this part of the city where it's sort of like the under part of the city, and sort of where the guard doesn't travel. Like, is it really worth the risk of going there to get this thing that I could get it in a legitimate store, but I just can't afford it right now? And like he's just really racking his brains. So you think a part of the city where shadier stuff happens?
It's literally called the Shade.
Yeah, it's the Shade. It's like this weird like combination of architecture where the light of the companion doesn't fully penetrate.
Right. He's like, it's over this way, guys.
It's also a tarp city, just tarps everywhere.
Every couple of weeks, the cops come in and like tear down all the tarps.
And then they all get put back up like the next night.
We just want to have some nightlife.
It's a free. It's a free zone.
Sounds like something a
have
vampire
raves.
would say.
So I know.
That's vampire talk.
Well, good job on sleuthing / maybe intruding a little bit, but I'm not going to judge.
Try. I was perusing.
Okay.
This is really nice. I like it here.
It is very nice. It's a very, very lovely place. Inisalia, and he like leans over, and he's kind of a little awkward about it because he's used to like having you lean down to him, where you're still taller than him, but he's much taller.
Yeah, you're like right here as opposed to
right here, and he's like, yeah, but it can get a little much, even for me, after a couple days. It's really bright here, all the time.
It's pretty bright.
I'm pretty sure that I'm getting insomnia just walking through here right now.
Well, don't
do you know
walk,
what happens? Do you know what happens to a person when they don't sleep for like 3 or 4 days? I do.
Yes, I also do.
So as you guys are walking through the city, literally like the Lythander version of the Polyphonics Free, and just like starts coming down the road like clapping and singing and follow the sun and wait for the... monetized, can't get monetized.
No, but
Copyright hit.
He's playing along with it because he knows it by heart.
Yeah.
Rynford, I think if you don't move, they
Can't
can't
see
try
us.
to induct you into their weird religion cult.
I would like to see them try. I have
Just
lightning
sway.
bolt memorized.
Yeah, a little like a little trio of halfling girls like come up with like flower crowns, like to hand out.
He'll pick one up and give it to Inisalia.
Aw,
One on.
put it around her horns.
Yeah, his is sort of its scant because it's around like the pointy edges of the helmet of the helmet telepathy.
Oh, that's right. You get the helmet.
Yep.
Good. This is probably clean.
Oh yeah, no, it's very clean, like freshly plucked flowers, sort of woven.
Yeah,
into
those are picked by not Ilmater, Illyria, I believe, the goddess of joy.
Do they have a flower picking crew?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a job?
Yeah. They tend to gardens all the time.
Okay, that's a job, I guess. Sure. Some people just have all the luck, I guess.
Well, you can be it too. You just have to choose to do it.
I'm sure they wouldn't turn you down.
You want me to live in this weird, idyllic probably secretly all sacrificing cultists.
No,
thing.
they're just really happy. I hope you like happiness, because they're really happy all the time.
3 months later, ground opens up, fiends flowing out.
Little boy, you're going to hell.
Look on the sun. All right. Anyway.
Sorry, we gotta stop the joke.
Riffing is an important part of this.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, it is.
But okay, I guess we'll go. Yes, let's
heading
head
to the shade.
Let's head to the shade.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, it's not a big area of the city. It's just it is, and it's not like particularly dirty or like grimy or anything. It's just darker, and like the buildings just sort of conspire to make it a little less bathed in light. They do have like awnings and canvas up in various places, to sort of like give a little bit more shade. And yeah, it just seems to be kind of, it's mostly a residential area, but there are little shops here and there, and just with a quick tour, you don't find any place called the Syphilitic Gazer at all. Like there's no tavern sign anywhere. Like you guys spend about a couple hours just sort of like walking down the streets of the city, but you do not see anything marked as that tavern.
Do we see anything that has the Gazer, like Gazer in its name?
Give me an investigation roll.
Can I assist him?
Sure.
That. Okay.
You have advantage, buddy.
Yay, advantage. Oof, good thing I do. Much better. 26 total.
26 total. You, after a thorough canvassing of this area, you see markedly nothing that indicates like any sort of gazer iconography, any kind of indication of where this place might be. You can tell just from the things like if this thing is actually here, the people who run it they don't advertise. It is not a place that you have to know where it is in order to find it. They do not leave clues or little symbols laying around. It is a secret place.
Or he lied to us.
He could have punked us. That's right. Got back at those little adventurers who decided to bust up his shop, I guess. But first, let me try something. Our profession does happen to attract a whole bunch of skeezy people sometimes, and so he'll get out the whisper jar actually and put it to his ear, and I'll try to use my ability from earlier to ask about the syphilitic gazer if I can. So I will make a history roll. See if I actually succeed.
This game has had the most history rolls I've ever had in any game.
It's a good skill to have.
Yep.
Oof, I do not make it. I have a 12.
12. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything in the records.
Oh, nothing in there.
What if we ask the guards?
Oh, well,
right? They're our friends. They'll help us.
You are the person that I would elect to do that, Inisalia.
Okay.
He just kind of like shrugs his shoulders and just nods. Because everyone likes Inisalia. She can do no wrong.
Where's the nearest guard station? She'll just like start walking over there.
I mean, it's not like there are some guards around. You can find a guard station within maybe about 15 minutes.
Just go up.
Hello, ma'am. How can I help you?
Hi. I'm looking for a place called the Syphilitic Gazer.
Like the 4 or 5 guards that are in this sort of little stand. When you say that, they go silent. And he says, I'm sorry, what?
In the background.
Is it not here anymore?
Yeah, no, even there might be like some sort of whisper network, like the singers stop and go to the next street. It says, Ma'am,
Are we by them? Are we by them? Are we all together?
I assumed you guys are an alleyway.
No.
I am back in the cart, picking my nails with my dagger.
Okay.
I'm not anywhere nearby either because I'm trying to avoid the guards.
He says, why would you be looking for that place?
Oh, well, I heard that the people who go there are people who need help and light in their life. So I was hoping to go there and help educate them on the glories of Lythander.
Give me a persuasion roll.
I think Rynford and Ilby both just randomly upchuck for no reason. That's bad burp. Ooh.
But with like a sense of of strange pride. It's like, oh, it was a good one.
Oh, let's see. Oh, wait. Can I use my emissary piece, please?
Sure.
Of
Oh,
fucking
thank
course
God.
you can.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's still not the best, but 11?
11.
Oh Jesus!
Wow.
I rolled really
Wait,
bad.
Do you have your inspiration for the session?
I do. Let me try that again.
If you want to.
Why not? What
Sure.
could go wrong?
I mean, yeah. Just don't
Hey,
roll
I
one.
got us here. It's up to you guys now. I got us here.
Oh, that's much better. Okay. 22.
22. He says, ma'am, I'm sure you, he kind of like gives you kind of the look up and down, like you see, he kind of clocks you a little bit. He says, ma'am, I'm sure you've heard, if you've heard of that place, then yes, that it would be a place where someone who wanted to bring the light of truth and justice would want to go to. But I how to put this, ma'am, I appreciate your forthright desire, but we don't talk about that. That is something that the guard and the leadership of the city is trying to deal with, and we do not accept the assistance of outsiders regarding that.
Oh, okay. I really wanted to help them because obviously
It is
people
an
who go there
admirable.
need.
It is an admirable impulse, ma'am. But I would recommend that you leave this to the authorities and not go poking around. I cannot confirm
I
or
nudge,
deny the existence of such a place. If it does exist, then it is no place that anyone who has a good soul would want to ever go.
I tap on Lowin's shoulder and I
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. He's
Okay,
probably within 30 feet,
Yeah.
so he's like, boop, 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 boop.
I think she I thank you. I'm sorry if I upset you.
It's fine, ma'am. I understand you seem like you have a good heart and good intention, but seriously, that is not something you should be concerning yourself with. It's not a place for good people.
Yeah, I'm probably relatively close by. I will try to get into that guy's head.
Okay, so you're trying to use detect thoughts.
Yes.
Okay, so he needs to do a wisdom.
That's if I want to deep dive. If I
Okay.
don't want to do normally, it's fine. I get into his surface thoughts. That is
His
just part of it.
surface thoughts right now, he's thinking about the report that he's going to have to file on this.
All right, then definitely got to go deeper. Then it's a DC 13 wisdom saving.
boy.
Okie dokie.
Paladin secret, please. Here we go.
Well, he may not be a paladin. He may just be a guard. Like not everyone's a paladin.
Yeah, you are not able to dig deeper into his thoughts.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that note, where should I avoid so I don't accidentally run into anybody?
Like, it's not a place that you just run into.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's a relief. Thank you
If
so much
If you don't
for
know
your
how
time.
to find it, then you won't find it. So I wouldn't worry ourselves about it. Just don't go looking for it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your time. You're doing an excellent job.
Thank you, ma'am. May the light of the companion shine upon you.
And upon you. Skips back.
Rynford, you may need to have to make a sending. I couldn't get into that. That guy was able to resist.
Yeah, apparently it's a you don't know, you don't get a no.
was motioning for you to talk to me because I had a message to relay telepathically to her.
Oh, I thought you meant me to get into his head. I'm
No,
sorry.
No, I kept pointing at my. Remember how we all agreed that when we do this, that means you contact us?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
okay.
Well, let me do it now. He gets in your head. What would you...
Right.
Yeah, I just think at full mental volume, too fucking late.
It's a giant
Right.
little...
And then this one means that everyone's being way too loud. Please be quiet. Okay. There you go.
That was a brilliant out-of-game and in-game miscommunication.
That was, yeah. No, I am not angry at that at all. That was brilliant.
Perfect. All right. Well, what do we do now?
I was going to suggest that Inisalia just start crying uncontrollably.
Why would that have?
We all very well
It's
practiced
kind of hard to
actors.
cry on cue.
You just have to think of the saddest thing ever.
I mean, immediately Ilbreyan is able to
crying.
Ilbreyan immediately makes a tear. Like, be like,
Oh, why, Rynford?
you know, telling people to do things, it can be mind control sometimes. Okay, there's a lot of pain here. I'm fine.
I mean,
We
could...
didn't ask if you were fine.
Inisalia, do you want a hug?
Oh, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna think that they're on the eternal field and it'll be fine.
Eternal
Olympic field. That's it, right?
No, the Elysian Fields.
Elysium fields.
Yes.
The Olympic fields. Are we going to do running?
They just start six.
They were amazing puppies. You don't know. They had their whole dog lives ahead of them.
Great. Well,
And if I had made all of the party cry at that point, I think I would have won. I would have won D&D.
Oh, angry.
Oh, Rynford.
So we got to find this. We may need to send a sending to this guy to get more information. Because I don't know. You guys are the ones, like, Ilby, you're really good at talking with people. You may be able to know people.
The problem is I have to know the right people, right? Maybe we should just look for a tavern here and see who might know, right?
Have we seen anybody with like a 5 o'clock shadow or something?
Who has a big hood with a...
Or are they all just clean shaven as soon as we walk in the
seems to
city?
be a town full of fine, upstanding citizens.
Oh.
For anyone curious what I'm imagining this place to be like, there's the Disney Town Celebration, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have in my head.
Yep, very much
I have
so.
not seen that place, but it sounds amazing.
It is a community of people who work at Disney. So like everything has to be perfect.
Everything goes in line with the Disney brand.
It's the cult of mouse.
Oh, awesome. I mean, terrible.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are lifers. Those people who live there are alive.
So, yeah, Scott, I think I will look around for a tavern at all, just any tavern.
There are taverns.
And we'll just kind of, I say we go in and we just act cool. And then we see what sort of people might be, into a place called the Syphilitic Gazer.
You guys can go into one of the many taverns that dot the streets of Elturel.
Probably somewhere in the shade area.
You're going into the shade.
Mm-hmm.
You find a tavern called the Rusty Nail. And
it's a franchise.
It's a franchise. And there are people of lesser means here in the shade is probably the best way to describe it. They're not really, you don't see a lot of like poor or destitute. Like there seems to be just people who are more common folk, people who are more working class. Not a lot of finery or fanciness here, but just, good hearty tavern food, good casks of ale, and just people enjoying their lunch hour.
I will sit at the bar.
Okay.
And then people can sit with me too. And basically just look at the bartender and just kind of try to strike up a conversation, just try to get a good rapport.
Yeah.
And then
go ahead and give me a persuasion roll.
Sure.
Hey, Lowin. Do Did you get anything when you did the thing?
Yeah, he just wanted to. He's going to file a report about what you said.
I'm going to spend my inspiration because
Okay.
that's bad enough.
Yeah, I didn't get a lot of super details because I was thinking you would be able to tell. Like you would talk without me intruding.
A 17.
17? Yeah, you strike up a good conversation with the bartender. You know, you're obviously out of towners, but he seems a pleasant sort. His name is Roger.
Roger.
And he's like,
Excellent.
He just basically strikes up a nice small talk conversation. You guys get some good food, and he basically, so what are you in town for, my friend?
Oh, well, just some simple merchants, really. I happen to dabble a little bit in pointing out like carnelian, jewel crafting, I've been looking around, and I'm actually looking for a buyer. They told me the place, but I haven't been able to find it. It's a very strange name. Have you ever heard of and kind of goes quietly because he realizes how weird it sounds. The Syphilitic Gazer? Have you heard of that place?
He takes a step back from you, and he says, "Oh well, I don't. Whoever told you that wasn't a friend. That's not a place a fine gentleman like you should be asking around about."
Oh well, thank you for looking out for me. Absolutely. I mean, I admit it sounded weird, but I have a really big order that he's supposed to buy. He said he wanted to meet me there and no other place. So, look, I just need your help here. I don't know. I'm going to be out of sorts. I don't know what I'll do.
Let me tell you what. I can ask around. I can if you've got some jewels you need to offhand. I can ask around about where you can get it. But I can't in good conscience do. I wouldn't know who to talk to about that, and I can't in good conscience send you to those sort of folk.
Well, I understand, and you're right. I could sell them elsewhere, but this is also reputation, right? If I lose reputation because I didn't make good on my deal, I mean, I'm up and coming. You have to understand. This is my only chance.
I understand, good sir, but if it's reputation you're after, then you couldn't do worse for yourselves than by getting involved in that sort.
Wow, what have you heard about it? I have to hear the stories.
Oh well,
please. Maybe we can talk somewhere quiet.
There's not much stories, but that it's from what I hear tell. It's Elturel's a good place. It's a place of goodly folk. God smile upon this place. But the thing about a good place is that the forces of darkness are going to always try and weasel their way in and get their claws into the dark places wherever they can, and it's said that there's he kind of lowers his voice. It's like there's the thieves guild here, but even they don't mess around with these sorts. This place, even if it is a bar or a tavern or whatever, it's just it's the place where people who are up to no good, good at all, beyond, a man, I'm a sympathetic sort. Man has to steal a loaf of bread or a coin purse to feed his family. That's fine, but these folk truck with the dead and with infernals and forces that don't have any place in this world.
Oh, I see. You think that there's demon summoners?
I wouldn't know the specifics, sir, but I do know that anyone with any kind of business with that lot and that place, the guards, they do find them pretty quick because they are up to no good and the light of the companion burns them away.
Of course. Well, all right. At the very least, I want to find a way to send a message to say, I just can't do this. Do you know if there's any way that someone could send post to something that's connected to it, please? Anything at all?
He says, well, like I said, you might want to get in. I know a bloke who runs with the guild. And, they're
I
not
see.
involved with that sort of thing, but if there's anyone who knows anything about anyone, it would be those folk.
Well, I hate to run into them. I mean, I'm sure they're nice folk themselves.
Well, down on their luck, folks, but, they get an
Right,
occasional roguish type, but,
Well,
like
I understand.
said, I know a man. I can get you in touch with a people or two
Sure.
who are on the shadier side of things, but, they might be able to get a touch or a message, but
Right.
it's not worth your soul, good sir. It's not worth your soul.
If they can at least send a message, then I'll feel good enough. So maybe if I could just meet your man, you know what? I understand this puts you in a very awkward position. I'll pay you for your services. Here, just 5 gold. Just
Like, no
no questions
very,
asked.
Very generous of you, sir. Very generous of you, sir.
Right.
And, you know what? Why don't you get a table at the back there, and I'll see if I can get in touch with my friend.
Well, Roger, I really appreciate your time, and we can get through this together. The light of the companion be with us and all.
Oh yes, silence upon us all.
Oh, yes. I go over to the table that I've gotten everyone, kind of laid them over, and then I immediately just be like, the whole thing, this whole place. All right. We're going to have to do some jumping around. We got to talk to the Thieves Guild.
Okay, because my only other option was we try and find where they file the reports, but none of us are really that good at sneaking.
Or we would just send a sending to Manchu. Because if he wanted to meet us there, he would know where it is.
You know what, though? Here's the reason why we shouldn't do that unless we really have to. He's going to judge us if we do that.
I know.
Do we give a fuck? A fuck?
We don't. But his willingness to work with us will be affected.
Luckily, this is not the good place.
I noticed.
What the fork?
What the fork? It could be.
Yeah,
Why not?
Yeah. There's an effect from the companion that just changes all swears.
I swear
Fork
to
it!
frackin'
Forking shirt balls.
by the Sherpin gods.
No, even that. But if you're saying it in vain, by the Shorpen goats.
Sherpin
By
goats.
the Sherpin goats.
Oh, this place. How are we going to survive, Rynford? Me and you, we are souls made of anger and distaste.
And
How are we
coffee.
going to live?
And
And coffee,
Lots
which
of
there
coffee.
better be forking coffee.
Oh, coffee's holy.
I present a pristine mask of laissez-faire and aloofness and just general don't give a shitness.
Shortness, yeah.
Deep down inside, I am a quivering ball of rage. Absolutely quivering.
Okay.
Hold on to that. And I'll put my hand on your shoulder like this genuinely friendly, fraternal gesture. Keep that rage deep inside you, LB, and we will make it through this.
Lowin, I think they're bonding.
Oh no.
We'll get through this together. Hate friend.
I hate you, LB.
I hate you too.
So yeah, you guys are doing anything else? You're just waiting for your
Just waiting.
contact.
Probably I'll get something to eat because I'm always hungry.
Yeah.
You're always hungry. That's true.
Yep, hearty,
Always-
hearty,
sauce.
vegetable and fatback stew.
Yep.
It's very hearty, very very wholesome.
Right. No sugary
just-
whatsoever.
Yep.
So
Zero
about,
sugar.
about an hour goes by, and eventually, this man comes in, this halfling man, just sort of jaunty cap, spring in his step. He sort of like flings a couple of coppers to people as he goes by, winking here and there. This jolly, like, rosy-cheeked halfling just sort of comes around. Everyone kind of they wave to him. They say hi. They're like, "Oh, it's him. Oh no. Oh," like everyone's like, they obviously know him. They always obviously like he has a reputation. Everyone's like kind of avoiding his eyes, but he's just so charming, and like he has to shake every hand, and he's like, and he eventually makes his way over to your table. And he says,
Good actor.
Good day, fellows. My name's Jolly Dollop. And I hear you're looking
Hello.
for little help, little liberation of some coins or something of the like. Is that what I hear, right?
Oh well.
Zilby forward.
So here's the thing. I really appreciate you coming out, Jolly Dollop. I love your candor. You have such a lust for life, and I really appreciate that. Everyone here seems to love life so much.
Well, life is very good. Maybe every now and then you need a little bit of help here and there, a little bit of rambunctiousness. But you know what? That's what makes space. As long as you got a song in your heart, you can go right by the gods. And some of them understand. Some of them are right porks. But
Right. Well.
So what kind of merry caper are we on today? What do you need help for?
Well, we were wondering about some information. So, all right. He leans in like really much, like he like he's trying to be like, all right, we're trying to buy into the thing of like this, and then he goes, all right, now you're going to Twitch, and I just don't want you to Twitch. Go to Twitch. Nothing bad. It's not bad. Okay, I'm shows as Jill. I'm a gem merchant, right? I'm trying to sell something, and my
you got a lot of fancy gems, do ya? He like his little hand like comes up and like mocks like he's gonna grab it from you. Like, you're a rich folk. Gotta get your purse. Gotta get your purse.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It is.
This is fun. All right. Anyways,
Brisk myself.
Sorry, not we. It's really me, but they're friends in for a penny and for a pound. We need to find this contact so I can finally make a good sell, or at the very least get information to him to say, hey, I can't do this. We need to go. He kind of like looks back and forth and says it with such a dire cadence of the syphilitic gazer.
Give me a perception check.
Also, by the way, I was going to get into his head.
Okay.
At least to make that initial contact.
All right.
Is it me specifically making this?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good. Well, it's a 13. Yeah.
You see like there's a quick motion of his hand, and then you're able to like just barely tell. You see that like he has slipped a dagger from out his doublet sleeve. And like he's like at the ready. He's like, "No, why the fuck would you be wanting to go there?"
Okay. We're gonna take it back to
What do you
Jollytown.
fucking
Maybe.
know? Why'd you call me?
I don't know anything.
Motherfucker, I will slit your goddamn throat right here.
Okay, that was a 180. Very well.
I will just like small hand just like pushes Ilby's face out of the way. I just kind of scoot up.
Just gonna use my size to block this whole conversation.
Fair.
Hi, how are you?
A lot better 30 seconds ago.
I bet you were. So we're going to make this really easy on you. You're going to tell us where the tavern is, and we are never going to see you again. Simple as that. We have business there. That's all you need to know. We're not going to cause any trouble. We're not going to blow anything up. We have to meet a contact there for an exchange.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Flat 0.
As in you rolled a 0?
No, as in
That's
a 6.
modifier.
6.
A 6? He's just like, I don't deal with fucking clowns. This isn't worth my fucking time.
Inside his head because he doesn't know I'm in there yet. He's like, and we'll kindly pay you for your information. We don't mean you or anyone else.
He kind of like whips his head around.
Yes,
like,
that's right. I'm in your head.
Like he kind of like look. He like just sort of like he eventually focuses on you because it's a male voice, and he's all like,
yeah.
You're gonna get it fucking out of it, aren't you? And like he like turns his attention to you. Like hand goes to another dagger.
Once we have the information, and we will happily pay you for it. We're just putting on an act, like you did, so that no one raises too much suspicion. Please, we just wish to get this done and be over with.
All right, give me a persuasion roll with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Slightly better at that than he is. Disadvantage. God damn it.
Inspiration?
Yeah, that's how that would have just made it a flat roll.
Right.
Yeah, that's only an 8. So.
An 8. He sort of speaks out loud. He says, I don't know what kind of fucking operation you chuckle fucks are running, but you are clearly not tall enough to ride the ride you're trying to ride. I'm out.
Well,
I'm going to do you a favor and not tell the guards about this.
That's fair. That's fair. You know what? I appreciate that. How about you just take us there and then leave us there and we never talk again?
It is not worth my goddamn time. And he
I really think you want to, and I'm going to use suggestion.
Good, I didn't.
Beat me to it.
Yeah, I was like, am I going to blow?
Really think? Yeah. All right. So it is a DC 15. Is it 15 at this point?
It's wisdom, whatever it is.
1 second. I'm just making sure, trying to figure out what my number is.
You have a +3?
It's actually no. I did the adjustments. I have it's a 15 DC wisdom saving throw for him to follow my suggestion to the best of its ability.
And what is the suggestion that you are making?
The suggestion I'm making is, how about you take us there and we never talk again?
Which, yeah, he would do it if he fails.
Okay.
As long as the place is in a clear and present danger, like literally on fire.
What's the DC?
Is a DC 15 wisdom
15?
saving throw.
He says like, it's your fucking funeral. Come on.
That's fair. It's fair. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. All right.
Yeah, we'll all get up.
Gets us up.
Leave a nice tip.
Yeah, he says like, all right, we're off on a wee adventure, everyone.
Oh!
Good day. Like everyone's like, oh, you Johnny Dollop, you scoundrel rapscallion.
Part of Lowin is dying inside, like innocence loss.
He does a little jig and like skips his heels and heads out the door.
I'll use minor illusion to create like a little Irish jig thing that plays real quick, and I'll do ooh with him just to get into the act, and yeah.
Ilby, I'm losing you. Ilby,
what?
All right. So just so you know, you are holding concentration on this.
That's fair. So
that it's a concentration.
I don't remember if minor illusion is a concentration. If it is, then I wouldn't.
Suggestion
No, suggestion. Is concentration.
Yeah,
that's fair. So please don't punch me.
Note that, and the duration is 8 hours. So
it is 8 hours.
That is certainly that, but you do have to hold concentration on it.
I will note that.
Okay, yeah. So he starts to lead you deeper into the shade. He actually brings you to one of the sewer grates in the city, and he taps a couple of the bars on it with his dagger, and the sewer grate opens up, and
let me record this.
Yeah. Wait, record it? What do you mean, like?
You have a magical item that records things.
Is he saying something?
No, he taps a couple of sequence on the bars of the sewer grate with his dagger.
Don't you record sound?
Yes, I could try that, but yeah.
Would it go on my note cards as a Secretarian for this character?
That's more like personal details, but
yeah.
Okay.
But you can
look at it and memorize it.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be like a wisdom check to remember this. But yeah, no. So he taps on it down. The sewer grate opens up, and he starts to shimmy down it. And there are maybe about half a dozen people sort of down in the this opens up into a kind of like a little underground grotto, like sewer tavern kind of area. There's about half a dozen people here, dirtier folk. not these are what we would more consider like underworld types, people who are don't have like the shine of the upper city on them, and he just sort of he looks around at them all, and he says, "I got business with these folks," and everyone just kind of like gives you kind of the shit look, but they seem to trust Jolly Dollop.
Lowin look gives the I'm a tough guy look. Yeah.
Give me a performance roll.
Oh, performance? I suck at that.
Hey.
You're muted, sweetie.
Oh no. Yeah.
Ray,
You're muted.
Oh, Lowen, you need to remove your flower crown.
Yeah,
you guys.
I'm gonna take mine off too. We'll just
crush it.
And it's perfect. And it's perfect. He does the whole crushing his hand thing because I got a 4. So I'm like, yeah.
It just wilts out.
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah,
put
so like
mine on a
these
jaunty
people are like clearly nonplussed. Like they're not exactly sure why the fuck Jolly Dollop brought you all in here. But he's like just trudging down the sewer lane.
We'll keep up.
Yeah, we're following.
Yeah, he sort of like makes his way down like these ever twisting things. Eventually, he like climbs down another ladder into the deeper levels of the city of the sewer. Like he's trucking it. He is going like down, and like you guys run into a couple of people every now and then, like people who are patrolling the sewers, like just sort of random ne'er-do-wells. Apparently, this guy has a pretty good reputation because no one's like stopping you or like giving you any guff. But everyone is giving you weird looks. Like every person you get like is clearly confused about what the fuck Jolly has brought you here for. Are you guys gonna try and do anything about that? Like, how are you guys comporting yourselves? What are you guys? Because like the further and further you go, like you're kind of getting the impression that like there might be some problems happening fairly soon.
I guess even though I know he's under the effect of my spell, technically he can still kind of be himself.
Yeah, he is doing it to the best of his ability, but he is just sort of like no nonsense. Like he's not going out of his way to like convince anyone about things. He just has like fuck you face on.
Right. I think what I'm going to try to do is sidle up next to him and be like, I know you're doing a lot for us already, but could you maybe prepare us for what's to come? Just give us a little heads up about how we can not stand out so much. Could you help with that, Johnny? Please. Not answering at all?
Yeah, no, no, I'm just going over.
Oh, okay.
I'm going over what suggestion gets you.
Sure. All he does is follow my order. Otherwise,
he's
fucking does whatever.
He says, I am, you know what? I am taking you to where you want to go. You should probably not just have your game faces on, and that's how it's going to be. I'm taking you where you need to go, dropping you off where the limits of where I can take you, and then the rest of it's on you.
He'll put the hood up, and he'll be like,
Can we maybe extrapolate a little bit about the people that have gone by, like not the guardsmen, but like the people who have gone in and out of this place? Can we try to extrapolate what kind of shit they're about?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, I'll try.
Him or all of us?
Anybody who wants to make it.
I'll try.
Make your own rolls, guys, please.
Dirty 20.
3.
15.
Okay.
17.
Okay, so basically everyone but Ilby, like these are thieves, like rogues, thieves, criminals who live in the shadow of like paladins and clerics, in a theocracy. These are people who they might not be evil people, but they certainly don't live by the law, and they're not trustworthy of just like 4 random people who show up unannounced in their little underground world. these people don't survive and live the life that they do by not being paranoid, and you guys are just ringing all sorts of bells. Ilby, you just think that they've got a bad attitude. And,
They're just having a bad day. They're just all really. I mean, it's a sewer, so who would be happy down here?
Yeah, but it is like it's a sewer out of a Disney movie.
Yeah.
So like it's preternaturally clean.
I was thinking it's more like a water drainage ditch. I don't know if you guys had those in your, but it's not really a sewer per se.
Right.
But it's
But
it's not quite.
in this city. No
infested.
one does any bowel movements.
No,
Yeah,
not
no.
a single one.
0. It's magic.
It's magicked away.
Yeah. Yeah. So. All right. Well, guys, I guess you just better put on your game face. I guess. I think.
Just eyes forward. Don't make eye contact with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Be suspicious.
Be like bad people who are tough, who can hang. Don't make excuses.
Everyone can make me a perception roll, please.
Perception.
Ooh, okay. The thing I'm terrible at. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty decent at.
I have a 10. It's not the worst.
I've got you beat. I have a 3.
Nice.
Yeah, 15.
16.
16. Okay, so Inisalia and Lowin. As you guys are sort of making your way, you notice a couple of rats, sort of in a very quick, coordinated, like preternatural. So, like these are rats on a mission. Like very, very like guided steps, scurry past you and like turn a corner that seems to be like the corner that you're about to take.
Heads up.
Secret agent rat.
The
Yeah,
rats
you
are
get that
on
in your
it.
head. You get that in like Rynford. You get it in your head. Heads up, rats.
Right. Well, I imagine they scurry past us. So I'm like, ooh, ooh.
Flick my tail at him.
Yeah, he'll get in the front. Like he'll move into the front of the group, probably just behind Jolly, so that when we turn this corner, nothing shady. Like he'll take the brunt of whatever's about to happen.
Okay. Yeah. So, Jolly leads you around this corner, and it's another one of these like sort of sewer grotto like little gathering places, where there is another like hatchway with a ladder that goes down deeper into the sewer system. There is 4 people who are just sort of hanging out, and you see one of them, a tiefling man, is like has a rat like on his hand and is talking to it. And he like looks up at you and he like does a hand motion. All of them sort of stand up, and there's like a human, there's a half orc, and another halfling here as well. And they just sort of like stand at attention and like go to sort of interpose themselves between you as you and Jolly come up. And they specifically like he goes up to Jolly and like puts his hand out and says, "Jolly, what the fuck is happening here?" And Jolly says, like, I gotta help these people get down to a place where they shouldn't be.
Is this gonna be a problem? Like very aggressively leans forward, horns down.
Roll intimidation for me, please.
Mm-hmm.
He'll. I want to give her assistance on this.
Okay.
Because he was gonna get in the front anyways, and he's just gonna like casually, because he knew the rats were coming up. He had like a brick or like a brick or a piece of stonework, and it just pulverizes in his hand because I have a strength of 19 right now.
Nice.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Okay, yeah,
it's the Gauntlets of Ogre power, guys.
Yeah, you can take advantage on that.
I will do that.
He's like, is that gonna be a problem? Poof.
Ilby and Rynford, are you guys doing anything?
Yes. So I'm actually going to use my cantrip Thaumaturgy, and I'm basically just going to have like my eyes begin to glow like a deep red, and then cause a minor tremor to occur. Now, let me make sure about this. I'm pretty sure these are not
Cantrip,
concentration. Right? I believe it's a cantrip. Doesn't necessarily mean it's not concentration.
You're fine. Yeah, you're fine. It's not concentration.
Okay.
The only time it ends.
Yeah, so you're doing that.
It.
So yeah, Rynford, are you going to be doing anything actively?
No, I'm just going to be looking like agog at the powdered stone drifting down from Lowin's palm. I'm just like,
I didn't know you could do that. Okay, so what's your intimidation roll?
12.
12.
What?
I thought you had advantage.
Yeah, that was with advantage.
Yeah,
Nice.
advantage is not.
It's fine.
Ilby, if you want to roll intimidation as well with that,
Sure.
It's not at advantage, but you can sort of maybe add some weight behind this.
I mean, I got a +4. Not trained, but I'm pretty
Not
good.
bad.
That's way better than me. I'm a +2.
It's a 7.
No.
It's a
God
7.
damn it!
Okay.
We cannot roll worth the life of us on these critical.
No, we were
rolls.
rolling
We
great
did
earlier.
great earlier.
Yeah, we were smoking it earlier.
Yeah, so like the tiefling that you like get up on, he steps up and like meets you and like kind of like pushes Jolly out of the side and like you're not exactly butting horns. And he's like, yeah, it's gonna be a fucking problem. You guys are clearly outsiders. You're not from the city. I don't see any signs of you. Like he makes like a hand gesture and like says like, and it makes like a little diphthong in his voice that none of you recognize what he did, but it's probably something in Thieves can't. Like he's giving you the opportunity to do a call response and none of you are able to.
Yep.
And
I
he's-
just thought of the worst idea.
Okay.
Can Zilzamoth come out?
Actually, so I've been trying to figure out what to have. One of the items that I'm attuned to, the chrono loop, gives me let's see, sorry, the chronolometer, yeah. The first time you attune to the chronolometer, you choose one language that you don't know. You subsequently know that language while attuned to the device. I've been trying to figure out what language to have. May I have Thieves Cant?
You can have Thieves Cant.
I have Thieves Cant now.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, he does this gesture with his hand, does a little diphthong, and it is basically the call response of you better know how to respond to this, or we're about to draw steel. And it's a pretty common thing. So like the knowledge sort of beams into your head from the chronolometer of how you respond to this thing.
I do so.
Okay. And he just like everyone just sort of takes a step back. So it's like, okay, all right.
So
And he's just like, okay, cool. We weren't expecting visitors.
And that is my bad. I thought we were going to be able to get in and out a lot faster than we were. I should have called ahead, and I take full responsibility for that.
All right, cool. But yeah, so who are you and what are you doing here?
I'll look back at them and just kind of like give them a wink, and I'll turn back. My name is Rynford Gimaldree Tunslayer. I'm the Documancer of Relic Query, a subsidiary of Acquisitions Incorporated. We are here to acquire an item of extreme importance on official AcqInc business, and we are here with semi-official knowledge of our parent company. We are here to retrieve the item from a downright son of a bitch. And if we get the opportunity to make his head go squish, we will. But we definitely don't want to cause any problems with you and yours. We've obviously ruffled enough feathers as is.
Yeah, you tromp through another piece of people's territory. I mean, I've heard of your operation. They're not exactly part of our organization, but still, So okay, so you're trying to get something. You're trying to get one over on who you running the game on?
I can never remember his friggin'
So,
name.
Man,
have you heard the name Grand Shoop?
Grentroop.
Grand Shoop.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't ring a bell.
That's not surprising. He probably seems to keep his head low. Is there anyone in there now that you don't recognize?
In where?
Down in the now I'm forgetting the name of it.
Syphilitic gazer.
Syphilitic gazer.
The gazer. I'm gonna say.
The gazer?
I don't say syphilitic gazer.
Like it's getting familiar sensation of when you say that. Like, they're like, oh shit. That's where you're going?
Yes.
We don't have anything to do with those motherfuckers.
Then you'll let us pass?
That's fair.
It's just like,
Look. I wanted to be completely honest with you. I love the cut of all of this way better than
oh no,
what's up there.
It's a nightmare hellscape up there.
Oh, you understand? Yes. See, I know you. We all are big and strong, and we've done some fucked up shit, sure.
Ilby.
But that.
Ilby, I'm going to need you to breathe.
Like, okay, look. Do you know what you're getting into?
Almost certainly not.
The
We
gazer
were asked
is
to get to meet this Grand Shoop there. We didn't know what to expect, but we definitely don't want to harm or interfere with anything you're doing. We just want to go meet this person and then get out.
like, we're not going to stand in your way. You can go. It's just you're tromping around in our territory. If you've got that kind of business, then we're not going to interfere. Just
all I need to hear.
That is y'all's funeral.
Okay.
I will give him the thieves' cant equivalent of "Have a nice day."
He responds and says, like, I would rather not be involved in this anymore.
I gesture towards the direction that we were heading in and back to Jolly.
Jolly Dollop, like, this situation resolved, continues to truck down to the opens up the hatch that goes down lower into the city, and he just says, we are leaving the guild's territory here. I can take you a little bit further, but there's limits to even what I can do.
That's fine. As long as you can point us the way.
I can absolutely do that for you, sir. And he's kind of like when he says sir, like you can see like a gear start to turn in his head of like, why am I being so goddamn nice to these people?
No, look, this is just arrangement. Please don't call me sir.
Right, that squares it away. So you guys head down, and like before, like this area was sort of like periodically lit with like gas torches and like there was light. You guys are now in darkness.
I have light cast. I'll cast light on my holy symbol.
Okay, yeah, light comes out. You guys see this is very old. Like, this used to be a city of fucking vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like vampire catacomb kind of parts of this sewer. Like there are like sarcophagi and like places where like there doesn't seem to be like any like bodies or anything, but this is a place where a lot of dead things were stored.
Ugh. Flashback to last vampire encounter.
Yeah, but it is dark, musky, it's very cold down here. And he takes you down a couple of the sort of the twists and turns, and he says there's going to be maybe 2 blocks that way. You're going to turn left, take another block, and there's going to be sort of a vault door. That's what you're looking for.
Okay.
Are there any keywords that we need to know of? Passwords, anything like that?
I have no idea.
Fair. All right. I'm going to, after he tells us that, I'm going to lean in on Theon and be like, do you guys want to try to make him a contact? Maybe, just saying, an underground in Elturel we could probably make some money with that.
Yeah, if he's not going to try to shank you in the back for doing what you did.
I haven't done anything.
pull out one of our business cards and pass it to him. We appreciate your assistance.
Like,
Look.
all right.
Do we have a? Oh, hold on. I will slip when he pays it. I will give him a platinum.
Oh, well.
All right.
And
He'll
your
take-
silence.
He'll take
And-
that. Like, all right, well, best of luck to you all. And he jimmies back down the way and out the ladder.
And just to say, Mr. Dole, once we clean our hands of this, because we don't want to be a part of it after this, we should talk.
Sure. Yeah, if you guys make it with your heads attached to your shoulders, sure.
Mm-mm.
I like that confidence. Very good. Okay. Why is this place just made of like dead babies? What the hell?
I hope
Probably,
not.
it's probably a root of a lot of evil that has been here for a long time.
Oh, also, I said hell. Apparently, we're below the effect of Candyland, so that's also very good. But probably not.
Well, then let's get our game face on though, because we may have to kick in a few doors.
Okay, resting demon face.
Face.
That's racist.
No, but she said it to herself.
Yeah.
Give me one
he's
second,
gonna-
I have to
he's-
look something up real quick.
I will. Inisalia, do you want me to take the lead?
If you want,
Okay.
I can be in the back in case
Yeah.
anything tries to come up.
Probably a
Now-
good idea.
The only thing I'm going to say is, I kind of want to conceal myself, so we could try to get the jump on him, so he won't recognize me. But I feel if he doesn't see me there, he'll think something's wrong.
Just
So-
be who you are, and we will deal with it, Obi.
That's what I figured.
Because I think actually, part of me thinks that we may have been set up a little bit.
Almost
Because-
certainly.
He
Yes.
sent us to a place that he knew that if we got to, would probably kill us.
Meh, we're full up.
You're full up.
Yeah, well, that's your problem.
But don't forget about
We
your
didn't
pearl
go
power.
shopping before this.
Oh yeah, but still. Need a little more time.
Demon face, demon face.
Demon face, lemon face. tiger.
Demon face, demon face, demon face. Love it.
Open the door. No.
Kick it in.
Please don't kick in the door.
No, he's not gonna kick in the door.
I
You
want
could,
a blood.
Lowin.
I want a blood cocktail with entrails.
In a dirty glass.
In a dirty glass.
So
Your
yeah,
bile.
you guys find your way to this. You guys follow the directions, and you see this sort of big stone and iron door set into sort of a recessed area of the wall. It seems to be sort of like there seems to be like sort of light stone etchings of these like strange geometric patterns on the door. And there's like every now and then, like sort of randomly placed, there seems to be like a piece of glass sort of set into the wall, through which you can sort of dimly see like a light is moving in and out of these areas of glass. There might be something behind the door or something, but there's just this eerie dim light that just seems to move from place to place behind the
Does
door.
this look like any language?
Not that you can tell. It just seems to be sort of imagery.
Because I know deep speech. That's why.
No, there's no language
Okay.
on this door.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what you see.
Is there like a handle or anything like that?
Not that you can tell. It seemed to be like you can see where there are hinges where it opens outward,
Like towards us.
like towards you, but there doesn't seem to be any like handle or keyhole or anything like that.
Rynford, anything?
I mean, if there's a panel of glass, we can just tap on that.
Fucktard sent us.
All right. Sure, you want to go that route?
When you tap on the glass, there seems to be like sort of flurry of that light starts to like flurry around, and then three of them sort of, you see like three distinct points of light sort of converge on that glass that you tapped, and it sort of slides away, and this tiny little floating eye with little like snake heads come out. It's sort of like drooling the sort of acidic spit. This tiny little gazer comes out and sort of starts to survey all of you. And it says, in deep speech, says, business.
I look to, yeah.
He looks around and he kind of sighs, and he like articulates his throat and he speaks back in deep speech. He's like, meeting with Necromancer, Grand Shoop.
Okay. And it goes back in, and you hear like this strange grinding and sliding of stone and metal, and one of the doors like hops off its resting place and is like moved by some unseen force a crack so that all of you can get in.
We will proceed to go in.
So you head in, and it's not dissimilar to the other little like sort of sewer grottos that you guys have seen before, but the decor is decidedly different. There is sort of strange tapestries, semi-organic wall coverings, eerie sort of will-o-wisp like lights everywhere, and there's maybe about half a dozen people, for lack of a better term, but like all of them seem to be like horribly scarred and mutated. There's like gills and like suckers on on people's faces. Everyone really kind of has the Innsmouth look here.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the rage.
I'm getting was it HR Geiger?
Yeah, very much
Geiger
an HR
look.
Geiger kind of look. It is an unsettling little room, and this little like kind of drooling little gazer like just sort of floats up and like kind of floats around all of you, sort of giving you a look, and it says, expected.
Thank you.
And it sort of floats and leads you sort of down like this twisting back alley to kind of like this private area.
Lowin coughs because he's not used to speaking that. Like, it's such a alien language.
And it leads you to sort of like this sort of private alcove room. And this is, wait. And just sort of hovers.
So how do you like it here? Your job, I mean, try to make small talk with the gazer.
Like, it's like little like pussing eye just sort of locks onto you, and its little tentacles just sort of like menacingly wave in your direction. Like there's one of them just kind of like opens up, and there's a little spark that happens.
So the pay's fine, I'm
They're
sure.
not much for,
Ilby, shut up.
they're not much for small talk.
All right. Just trying to fit in.
In my head, this is just like the dungeon in Big Trouble in Little China. with the
Kind of,
actual-
yeah, kind of, a bit more xenomorphy.
What will come out no more?
Yeah.
It's the giant bug monster.
But yeah, so you guys, you're shown to this little sort of out of the way alcove booth table.
All right.
Sit down, we wait.
Eventually a sort of this sort of like snaggletooth, like tentacle tongue bartendant comes up to you and like puts down these like really like nasty stone carved tankards on the table.
It would be rude.
What's in it?
Ale.
That makes sense. Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm gonna.
It's really
grab
hoppy.
it.
It's kind of got like a you ever had it's like kind of like an oyster IPA. Like you laugh. That's a real thing.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Is it literally made with oysters?
Yeah.
What? All right.
Ugh.
A later conversation. All right.
I do not understand beer. I'm sorry. Don't at me.
It's an acquired taste.
I guess.
But yeah, eventually, so he puts this in front of him, and maybe about 40 minutes go by. People here just seem to leave you alone for the most part. But about 40 minutes go by, and from somewhere else in this establishment, you guys start to hear this sort of rattly, clanky sound starts to approach from one of the hallways.
Are we private enough that I could throw up mage armor without making too big of a scene?
Sure. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. I will do that.
So yeah, you eventually
We don't have enough time to do a short rest, do we? Since we're not doing anything.
You said 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes. You could barely take a short rest if you wanted to.
I'll take it.
Because Ilby wants to get his.
I want that spell slot, baby. They're so hard to get. All right.
But yeah, so eventually, this sort of rattly, clanky, kind of really kind of disorganized, sort of jumbly sound comes around, and what eventually like sidles itself into your booth is a being that is made up of like driftwood and rusty iron, and like sort of carried in its chest is this like terrible mummified looking pygmy creature. It's like it's being like carried by this construct frame, and it just sort of like awkwardly folds itself into the table with you guys, and just sort of settles down, and the pygmy mummy just sort of jerks in the chest and opens its eyes. It's like it got these like desiccated eyeless sockets, and its mouth just sort of starts to hang open, and you hear the voice of Hubert Granshoop come out of it. It says, "Ha! Well, what can I do for you all?"
This is a little elaborate. Just saying.
I didn't forget what happened the last time we were in touch. Did you all forget that?
We need the Codex Ephemera Volume 7.
I got your message. I understand that. And for everything that's gone between all of us, I am certainly willing to deal. However, I'm going to need something from you. And that's where we're going to leave off for the night.
Oh.
Negotiations.
Time for Inisalia's eyes to roll in the back of her head.
Super happy Candyland time. Hell on Earth.
All right, so thank you guys for playing. Thank you all out there for watching. If you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Simulacra Studios. Get all sorts of behind-the-scenes goodies, character sheets, backstories, and all that good stuff. You can get some cool stuff about projects that are in the work. You can also, if you want to, subscribe here on Twitch or throw us bits in the chat. But the best way to support the show is by going to our Patreon and signing up for one of our tiers. Mm-hmm. I absolutely want to give thanks to my $5 patrons, which of course is Miss Mo Ferrer, Mr. James Davey, Mr. David Haddad, Mr. Michael Tyson, Mr. Eric Ramos. Yeah, it's all of them. There's all the great people who I love because they have given me money.
They have purchased your love.
They have purchased my affection, and it is well bought. But yeah, big thanks to all of them. Does anyone have anything they want to throw out into the world before we say goodnight?
Well, just as always, check out Polyhedron on any of your podcatchers. Look at Polyhedron Podcast. It's where me, Scott, and our good buddy Ryan do RPG stuff, discussions and the like. It's really cool. We and Scott also have a couple other projects in the works, so be on the lookout for all of that.
And if you want more of me, I do a podcast with 2 other awesome ladies called Geek Grills. You can catch us every Monday on Twitch. We usually do a live recording at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys. See you guys in a couple
Bye, guys.
weeks.
Be good.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye-bye.